And so we begin the pre-passage morning ritual, which is first boot up the computer and pull up the latest weather files. At this point, I've been waiting for nearly 3 weeks for some sort of weather window to head offshore to the Florida Keys. And still waiting. As you can see, the weather's getting colder. But because of the cold weather, I've allowed myself the liberty of straying from my low-carb diet, and having pizza for breakfast helps to fight against the cold. And outside, it's just more gray, cold, dreary. Right now, it's snowing. So, nice weather. Well, this weekend of November 16th and 17th, we have a very large, intense low-pressure system forecast to work its way up the coast, basically a nor'easter. And while I trust my 44-pound spade anchor, I decided I'm going to run out the fisherman as what I call a NyQuil anchor. Just a second anchor so I can sleep at night, because we are supposed to get some pretty strong winds. The good news is, on Monday, November 18th, looks like a fairly decent weather window opening up to head south. And indeed, that day dawns gray and dreary. But for the first time in a while, we've got some decent weather ahead of us, so it's all systems go.
Now when I was a little boy, so my mother told me, Timmy, hey, haul away, we'll haul away, Joe. That if I didn't kiss the girls, my lips would grow all moldy. Timmy, hey, haul away, we'll haul away, Joe. Up, hey, haul away, that good ship now is rolling. Timmy, hey, haul away, we'll haul away, Joe. First I met a Yankee girl, she was fat and lazy. Hey, haul away, we'll haul away, Joe. Then I met an Irish girl, she damn near drove me crazy. Timmy, hey, haul away, we'll haul away, Joe.
Well, wouldn't you know it, the day I weigh anchor to depart on an ocean passage, my anchor fouls itself on some, looks like some leftover mooring cables on the bottom. So there I am forward with the boat hook trying to untangle it and free it from the anchor. Oh, this is interesting. Never seen a tug with a barge come out of here. And as we work our way out into the Thimble Shoal Channel, we get a little more wind and a lot more shipping to deal with. So finally, we're beginning to settle into some halfway decent sailing here, and it's not quite so rolly. Swells seem to be laying down a bit. Over by the mouth of the bay there, it was really bouncy with those swells rolling in, slopping all around. So anyway, as you can see, it's a little after 8 p.m. Monday, November 18th, and I'm trying to stay out of this traffic separation scheme, and we've already had a lot of freighters going in and out, and so it's pretty busy out here. But as I say, we're doing a little over 5 knots here, and headed to the southeast, which is a good course. We got west winds, about 8 knots or so. The wind has really been all over the place today. Times up 10 to 15 knots, other times down to about 5 knots. So it's been very variable wind. So hopefully we'll get into steadier winds. And hopefully things will just kind of settle down here and can finally get into a rhythm. It's always tough getting started on these passages. But we still got to get out past the shipping lanes there, and we got to watch out for fishing boats. So it is. And we're making our departure from Virginia here and on our way to Key West, Florida. Of course, before you depart on a major ocean passage, you want to have everything all in order and perfect, but no matter what you do, it seems from the day you get out there, there's always another project that urgently needs attention. So I've covered before videos on carrying tools and supplies on board. It's an absolute must for an ocean cruising yacht because once offshore you have to be able to make repairs without any outside assistance. And then of course you have the usual acclimation process. You got to get used to cooking meals again on a rocking boat. It's still pretty calm now, but still, it's a big difference when cooking when the boat is upright and still, and cooking a meal when she's rolling on the ocean. Ahoy, everyone! It is Tuesday, the 19th of November, 2019. We're back out on the seaways again. And I'm still in VHF range, our present position. The Coast Guard is looking for a possibly distressed vessel here. Our position is 35 degrees 53 minutes north, 75 degrees 25 minutes west, or we're about 10 miles northeast of the Oregon Inlet. I can see some of the shore there, and I was able to get an updated weather forecast on my cell phone, so that was nice. We've had variable winds ever since we left Hampton. A lot of light and variable winds getting out of the bay. Then last night we were becalmed for a while off Virginia Beach. So progress has been a little bit slow. These winds have veered a little more northerly. So we're able to steer a southeasterly course, so that's good. The north wall of the Gulf Stream is approximately 35 north and 75 west, which means that we're about 60-70 miles from the Gulf Stream. And I wish these winds would pick up a little to get us there, because we got strong northwesterly winds coming tomorrow, which means probably we're not going to get clear out of the vicinity of the Gulf Stream before those winds hit. Northwest is not a terrible direction for the Gulf Stream, but still, I'd rather be clear of all that nonsense before these strong winds hit. And basically, strong is 20 to 30 knots out of the northwest. We're going to have that tomorrow and tomorrow night, and then should begin to taper off on Thursday. So not a terrible forecast, but as I say, I don't like being in strong winds around the Gulf Stream. But I'm sailing her as fast as she'll go, and this is all we can do. So it's still pretty cold. It's a little warmer out on the water just because the water offshore is a little warmer than it is near the shallow waters of the bay, where the water is cooled off from all the cold weather. We're now on day 4 without any sunlight, so that little generator's been saving my batteries. Because I haven't, it's the only way I've been able to generate power for the past 4 days. constantly overcast and rain showers and a big low pressure system. So that purchase has already paid for itself, I think. Anyway, tomorrow's liable to be kind of rough. So, but we'll check in tomorrow anyway and see how things are. We'll talk to you all again later. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye. Ahoy, everybody. Well, it's Wednesday, 20th of November, 2019. We're at approximately 34 degrees, 23 minutes north, 74 degrees, 45 minutes west. We've got northwest winds at between about 20 and 30 knots. I thought we had exited the Gulf Stream earlier, but we seem to be still in it, or maybe in an eddy, because we're still getting all this slop and also very gusty winds. You know, it'll drop down to 18, 20 knots, and then it'll come gusting into the low 30s. Sometimes I think we've had some gusts up about 35 knots or so. So I don't think we're quite done with the Gulf Stream yet. This wind is forecast to persist through tomorrow morning and then begin to ease off tomorrow afternoon. And should be pleasant sailing by tomorrow evening. So basically we got 24 hours of dealing with this. It was quite something when we entered the warm water last night because of this cold northwest wind hitting the warm waters. In the light of my navigation lights, I could see wisps of steam just coming right off the ocean. So I look at my white stern light, and there's just these wisps of steam going by. It was like we're in some witch's cauldron or something. It looked like an opening to Macbeth. So that was interesting. But anyway, we're moving along here. All's well on board. And hopefully things will ease up sooner than later, because these conditions get old pretty fast. And looking forward to some more pleasant sailing. She's fairly comfortable. Got her down to the heavy weather jib and a triple reef main, and except when it really gusts in, she's pretty comfortable that way. So hopefully we won't need to shorten down anymore. We can stay like this and keep driving her south here. So that's it for today. We'll talk to y'all again later.